Welcome to this video on using Trader Studio to create successful trading strategies. In this video, we'll be discussing the problem of data. Many trading platforms handle this incorrectly. They will take the value of a stock, that is to say its actual open, high, close, and low, and they will use that data within their backtesting platform. While many times this is correct, there are quite a few instances where it's actually false. In fact, consider the problem of stock splits. Microsoft is a classic example of this problem. It had an IPO in 1986. Since then, it's been split 9 times. 7 times it's been split 2 for 1, and 2 times it's been split 3 for 2. What does this mean? It means if you own 1 share of Microsoft way back in 1986, you would now have 288 shares of Microsoft right now. The other problem? Dividends. Dividends happen when a company decides to return some of its profits to investors. How this affects your trading strategy is if you're long, you have to factor in that dividend amount into your overall profit. If you're short, then you actually have to pay that dividend to the person to whom you've lent the stock. This can have a significant impact on your overall profit. For example, Microsoft issued a special one-time dividend of $3 a share. At that point in time, if you had been short 100 shares of Microsoft, you would have had to pay out $300. Having your trading strategy know this and factor this into the profit calculation, and also factoring it into whether or not you should keep the stock or sell it, is vital to ensuring that your trading strategy is correct. Trader Studio actually solves this problem quite well. With Trader Studio, we have 3 different kinds of data. CSI is one of our data vendors, and they provide it in a very easy to use format. What we have are split adjusted data, that is to say stock prices adjusted for the various number of splits that occur. Dividend adjusted data, that is to say stock prices that are adjusted for the accumulated dividends. And unadjusted prices, that is to say just the actual verbatim high-low open close values. The issue for Trader Studio then is how to use this data correctly. What it does is it uses the split adjusted and dividend adjusted data together to calculate the actual trade signals, and it uses the unadjusted data to calculate some of the profit and loss and other aspects. So what we would like to do is now show how this works within Trader Studio. First, we'll create a session. Let's create a session with Trader Studio Stocks. Trader Studio Stocks is that kind of proprietary format of split, dividend, and unadjusted data. Let's call this Microsoft Test. And let's also call this, let's use the QQQ breakout launch. We'll use a contract lot size of 1. We'll use a commission of 1 cent per share. We'll use a slippage of 0.1%. On a $30 stock, that would be a slippage of 30 cents, which seems about right. What we're going to do is we're going to go to Next. We're going to select all available dates. We're going to pick Microsoft in this list. As you can see, Trader Studio ships with quite a few stocks in this format. We'll do Microsoft. We will run the session. Set our mult to be 0.5, full date range, and we'll click OK, let it run. We'll see our Trader Studio report. This will give us all the standard things that we would expect: the gross profit, the sum of dividends, and so on. But what's interesting is that we can take a look at the trade by trade in 2 formats. We can take a look at the trade by trade in split adjusted format. So this isn't the actual price of the stock. This is the price of the stock adjusted for splits. We can also take a look at the real price of the stock. So here, if we take a look at this example, we entered the stock at 104.64 and we exited at 109.87 too, for a profit loss of $5, factoring in the small commissions and slippage. In a split adjusted format, we've actually only got up 10 cents. But this is what is then used to calculate the accurate flow or continuity of a stock price. So now let's take a look at what else we have here. We also have splits and dividends. Here we can see the various splits and dividends that are factored into the price. We can see that in 1992 we had a split of 3 to 2. 1994 we had a split of 2 to 1. We can also take a look at the dividends. As I mentioned, Microsoft issued a one-time dividend of $3.08. The purpose of showing this, it can be clearly illustrated with this line right here. Other trading platforms would take a look at an entry price of $117 and they do an exit price of $73.98. They'd then say, well, we lost $44. But that's not right, because during this time we had a split of 1.5, that is to say 3 shares to 2. If we take a look at our split adjusted price, we see that our actual split adjusted price moved from 243 to 231. Trader Studio correctly calculates the trade profit and loss. If we were to add up these numbers, we would see that 73.98 times 1.5 comes out to be just a little bit over $110. Correctly, we have a profit loss of $6, not a loss of 34 as other places might calculate. This is why using Trader Studio stock data is so vital. I'd like to thank you for taking a look at this video, and as always, I hope that you'll use this information to create better and more successful trading strategies. Please visit us online via our links on Facebook, Twitter, or of course, you can always go to traderstudio.com.